Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Immigration. When he said in response to an oral question on 29 January 2014 that it was a pretty simple process to alert immigration authorities, what was his understanding of the process a complainant would go through?
Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Mr. Speaker, the member has omitted the important middle part of my 29 January response. My full comment was as follows, quote, "It's a pretty simple process to pick up the phone and dial an 0800 number to alert immigration authorities to the potential for this behaviour going on," end quote. This was in reference to Mr. Prasad's 28 January statement where he admitted that despite being made aware of numerous immigration scams by friends and constituents, he has never once alerted the authorities or convinced his constituents to alert authorities so that action could be taken. The Immigration Contact Centre can be reached on 0508 558 855. The fact that it received 750,000 phone and email inquiries last year illustrates the fact that this is a pretty simple process. People can also visit their nearest immigration office, contact INZ via email, or report issues anonymously to the Crime Stoppers line on 0800 555 111.
Supplementary question, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary question, Dr. Rajen Prasad.
Given what the Minister has just said, why then were the 3 overseas students who were defrauded by an elaborate scheme involving fake job offers for a fee of $6,000 each and reported to Immigration New Zealand by their solicitor, denied visas under Section 61 of the Immigration Act and threatened with deportation before their cases had been investigated?
Speaker.
Order. Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Well, firstly, I challenge the member to verify the last statement of that, where they have been, quote, threatened with deportation. What I would say is that my instructions to officials is that people who speak up do so without fear of being disadvantaged in the way that the member describes. The member will also be aware that those 3 people were already unlawful before they were the victims of those scams. Making an allegation does not get you a free pass. Individual circumstances are always considered by Immigration New Zealand on a case-by-case basis.
A point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, Dr. Rajen Prasad.
Given the challenge that the Minister has just made, I seek leave to present the emails that actually contain that very language, that very information.
I'm just a little confused now. The member is seeking leave to table a series of emails. Does the House need a further description of the content of those emails before I put... I need to know... The House needs to know a little more detail about the emails the member is seeking to table.
Well, Mr. Speaker, these are emails from Immigration New Zealand that actually do in conveying their decision.
Who are the emails to? We have established they're from...
To the complainants.
To the complainants?
Yes.
On the basis the members... On the basis the members got the permission of the claimants to release this information, I am going to put the leave. The House can decide. Leave is sought to table those emails. Is there any objection? There is objection.
Supplementary question,
Supplementary question, Dr. Rajen Prasad.
Why has the number of investigations of immigration fraud over the last 2 years been significantly lower than the previous 2 years, and the number of prosecutions of fraud the lowest it has been for the previous 5 years, given that there are many more people experiencing immigration fraud?
Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I challenge the claim about successful prosecutions. The information I have, and which was communicated to the member, I think, on Monday, is that successful prosecutions have gone up between 400% and 500% since 2008-9.
That's pretty good.
Question number 12. Have we further
supplementary question, Mr. Speaker?
Supplementary question, Dr. Rajen Prasad.
If the fraud branch of Immigration New Zealand is adequately resourced to undertake timely investigations of allegations of fraud from reputable immigration specialists, Why was the investigation of 3 cases reported to Immigration New Zealand before 10 December 2013 not progressed by 31 January, but the decision to make them liable for deportation made on 23 January?
Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Mr Speaker, I'm not in a position to verify whether or not the dates the member mentions are absolutely accurate, but I would say about the specific case is there is much more to the communication between the victims' advocates and Immigration New Zealand that meets the eye, and it would not be appropriate of me to verify or refute the member's claims.
Supplementary question, Dr. Rajen Prasad.
Well, I'm glad the member knows what day it is.
Order. If the member just asks a supplementary question.
Given the mounting evidence of immigration fraud for the past few weeks and the inability of the fraud branch to carry out timely investigations of complaints, why will the Minister not reconsider his decision to deny an inquiry into the illegal practices that are damaging the reputation of the New Zealand immigration system?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Well, Mr Speaker, I repeat my response from 2 weeks ago that the inquiry would not reveal anything we don't already know. But I note that Mr Prasad seeks an inquiry, according to his press release, into the abuse of our immigration system. Mr Speaker, this is not the abuse of our immigration system. This is the abuse of victims of migrant exploitation. And creating an unnecessary climate of fear amongst victims of this crime is inappropriate and unhelpful. And Mr Prasad would be better off dedicating his energies to assisting me in encouraging those migrant communities to speak up about it.
Question number 12, Chris Ockenball.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Associate Minister of Transport